I think it's going to work. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I mean this for real. Steve and I could verify this. What we just went through to begin a recording on this platform, you would not believe it. Hey,
No.
Steve, how you doing
Hey,
today?
good. I'm
Thanks.
fine that we've been trying to
How long?
record this video for 2 hours now, but I don't know what's wrong with, with the StreamYard website, but I even went over and tried on my side because I use the platform too. When you come over to my side or record solo, I use it too. It gave me the same message. So I know it was down for everybody.
Steve, and I'm so sorry, and I thank you for being here. We've been trying to
Yeah.
record this show literally since 9:30 in real time. It is Saturday afternoon, 12:05, my birthday. Thank you. So maybe that's
Yeah.
part of the luck. I don't know.
Could
But
be.
anyway, thanks everybody for being here. Steve and I have a good show for you today. We're going to talk about, not that we don't have good shows on the other days.
Right.
We're going to talk
Right.
about 7 effortless, frugal living tips that actually work. I mean, we just want to get the message across, See where I'm going with that? All
Mhm.
right, Steve, I just want to mention to you and to other people as well that basically, like, one of the things that I do is I keep my eyes open for easy recipes. For example, and this is literally what happened to me last night. I was craving a cold dessert, Steve, like when you're trying to watch your calories and you're trying to watch your budget. I was craving a cold dessert. It's, warm out now. You kind of want those things. So I Googled an extremely simple way to make iced milk. Did you ever hear of iced milk growing up, Steve?
Okay, yes, I have. In fact, if all of you know, there was a video that Jan and I recently did that had to focus on, times of the 1980s. Back in the 80s, I don't know about now, I haven't really seen it, I haven't really been looking for it. Back in the 80s, ice milk was very popular.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Breyers, all of your ice cream companies that you could possibly think of, um, made it. It was
So,
okay. I
yeah.
mean I mean,
I
it's
mean,
it's
it's not like the real full fatty, ice cream.
no,
But
it's not.
I was craving something like that I can make on my own. I'm like, wait a minute. So I googled a recipe, and as far as frugality goes, you can't beat these ingredients. All you would need, get a load of this, Steve. 4 cups of milk. It doesn't even matter what kind of fat it said on the recipe. Four
Mhm.
cups of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 cup of sugar. That's it. Period. Milk, vanilla, and sugar. I think I could
Mm.
live with that. And then you follow the actual recipe, like if you have an ice cream maker, and if you don't have an ice cream maker. But it's not. I'm not here to give the recipe. I'm here to give the thought and the
That's all.
idea that a
Yeah.
person does not have to spend a ton of money, use less ingredients, and put something together themselves. And I know, Steve, you have a wonderful suggestion tip.
Yeah. Once you combine the milk, the vanilla, and the sugar, I mean, in order to get the ice milk effect, you would have to put it in the freezer for a little while to where it could
Yes,
all, come
like
together.
overnight, they suggest, or 8 hours.
Overnight, 8 hours. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you got to give it in order for it to, come
I'm going to
together.
give it a whirl later today. If it's anything good, I'll mention it in a future show.
Okay. I'm always up to trying, something new, so well, yeah, one of the tips that I have here that's very helpful, and it's actually quite simple too. I only buy what I need for the most part. If I have a want on occasion, and we all do, I get the best possible price by price checking, but mainly for the most part, I mainly just buy what I need. And whenever a want comes along, it's like maybe a certain type of candy or a certain type of cookie, something that I wouldn't order or buy every day, maybe something I would only order or buy, say, 2 or 3 times a year. Um, and sometimes whenever I do that, a lot of the stuff that I look for, a lot of the time, the regular stores don't carry it. So I have to go online, and one of the stores that I look at starts with an A, ends with an N. Amazon, I'll just go ahead and say it. And a
Yeah.
lot of the time, they have a couple of three of the items that I like to buy as a treat for myself. But that is true, though. You do want to check on your prices. You do want to keep tabs on that. Here's
I love
another.
how you boiled it down, Steve, to buy what you need. To
Yeah,
me, I mean, what I love about your statement there, Steve, is that it's not rocket science. It's not difficult to understand.
it's not.
It's just difficult for some people to execute because maybe they're not used to it. They're used to caving into wants all the time. There's nothing wrong with having a want. Keep everything within perspective. But if you can't pay your light bill on time or your rent's running late, that is not the time to cave into wants.
No, it's not.
Excellent point, Steve. I really like that. That's
Well,
very good.
well, I had one other part to add on to that. For
Sure.
example, um, there's a company called Rao's, Raos. They're known for spaghetti sauce. It's very good.
Yeah.
I still personally would rather make my own, but they also have branched off. They've got pastas that they make now, which makes sense for the sauce. And they also do like frozen dinners, and they do like soups and things like that. And their Rayo's is not always the most budget friendly, but when it goes on sale or a BOGO, that's when I would consider getting something, that I'd be willing to try, on their part. But I do only buy what I need. I don't go to the store and spend 150, $200 worth of groceries all in one shop. I don't do that. I spread my purchases out throughout the month.
That makes a
20,
lot of sense. I love that.
20, another few days down, 30, 15, 18, 25, 40. I spread it out. And it works for me. If you buy too much at one time, think about this too. Something can go bad.
Right. If you're not good with storing your food properly and you're not on top of cleaning out your refrigerator every week, Steve, true or false? Does Janet clean out her refrigerator at least once a week?
You try
True.
to, yes,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Steve knows it for a fact. I mean, I just don't say it for being camera worthy. Many times I'll say, wait, Steve, like before we could talk in the green room, I have to clean out my refrigerator. That's like a given. And it is so important. You're correct, Steve. If you're not careful, you're going to be throwing your money away. Yes, good point. Some people can't handle buying a whole bunch of things at once for what, maybe their location or they have a small refrigerator or whatever the reason.
Right. Yeah.
And if it works for them to shop more frequently, then in their case, it does.
Hmm. That's right.
No, that's a great point. I never really kind of thought of that, but you're making a lot of sense there. Did
Yeah.
you want to add something to that particular point?
Not
Anything else?
really, though. I mean, I pretty much, like I said, I pretty much summed up. Um,
All right.
what
So I have something to add.
All
You
right.
know what, Steve? I save in my kitchen because I actually use my kitchen. All right. That's really some people say, well, how do you save money in your kitchen? By using my kitchen. It's not decoration, not the fanciest kitchen. It does the trick. It does the work. It does the job. I could do it, but it's up to me. I mean, even people without perfect kitchens make it's their business if they want to do something. They use their slow cooker, they use their air fryer, microwave. There's so many alternatives. We've gone over this many times and just make the best of it. But by only relying on eating out, that could be costly. Now, don't get me wrong. If you can do it and your bills are paid, you got extra money to save, be my guest, have a ball. But if you're trying to cut corners and you're just squeezing out the month, that is not the time, in my opinion. It is a luxury to
That's
sit
right.
down, have somebody serve you food, and then don't forget the tip. which is the right thing to do because you did receive service and all that. Even if you don't get that kind of service, I mean, once in a while, I'm not totally against restaurants. Please know that I have a family that comes from restaurant businesses. I totally understand. So does Steve have, I think, something like that going on in a relative. But the thing is, we respect it. But for people who can't do it, you can't do it. So it goes back to getting what you need. But I use my kitchen. It's not like the decoration. I work in that. I'll give you an example, Steve. It only costs me 99 cents to make 12 cupcakes. 99 cents for 12 cupcakes is less than a dime. It's less than a dime per cupcake. And you don't get those over ginormous people. The
No,
portion control is off the chain. There is no portion control. The size of a cupcake or a muffin these days is a monster compared to the size that's intended in the regular, the regular bake pan, Steve, at home that you make your own
hmm
cupcakes. Those cupcakes are like literally about a third of the size of the ones that I've seen in the grocery stores. And the muffins are too ginormous. So, no, portion control, purse control, use your kitchen to help you use your kitchen and to save
well,
money.
to come back to the grocery store, again, you guys have heard me talk about it. I talk about it like the sun rises and sets in Publix, and yes, they are a very, very good grocery store. I adore their deli and I adore their bakery section. And they will they've got muffins. It comes in a 4-pack. You got blueberry, chocolate chip, raisin bran, poppy seed. Anyway, you got several varieties, but they're not big, big. They're about, they're like you say, standard, you know, cupcake
Normal.
and muffin size, maybe slightly bigger. But I know the ones you're talking about. You're talking about the ones that are like that, like
Oh my
you.
word, Steve, I could get a knife literally and cut it down into 4 sections. Like some of the muffins, even like on these like cake trucks, like cake carts in the area in New York City. So ridiculous. It's just so stupid. People, do they really eat that much in one sitting? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Better off. I don't know. But the
Divide it
idea,
up, split
yeah.
it. Yeah, split it
Yeah,
up.
yes, Steve. And I know people who do not even have necessarily a full blown kitchen and make the best of it. Okay. And
For
they
right
use
now.
their,
Mhm.
they use their slow cookers. They use their, electric skillets. They make the
Yep.
best of it because they
Mhm.
know it adds up
Mhm.
eating out every single night.
Yeah, I
Is
can.
every night. If you could do it, great. If you can't, I'd rethink that plan.
Me personally, I'd rather prepare my own food. I'm sorry.
Oh no, 100%. Because you know what's in it.
That's it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct.
I think you have another lovely tip coming up.
Yeah, but before I do,
Sure,
and I wanted to just mention on that muffin, get
sure.
a load of what I'll do. Cutting it half 4 ways, yeah, that's definitely a plus. What I'll do is I'll eat one half, say at breakfast, and then usually in the early afternoon, about 1:30, 2 o'clock, I like to have a little cup of coffee.
Yeah,
I'll eat the other half.
you spread it out.
Right. So if I don't do it then, I might have it as a dinner dessert. I mean, I
I
got
like that idea. You're not eating it all one sitting and then you're so full, whatever.
no.
You're spreading the wealth out. That's a money
Yes.
saver too. It's like when you
Right.
talk about sometimes those beautiful sub sandwiches that you get at a
Oh,
fairly decent price at Publix. You don't
Publix.
sit down and eat this whole monster size sub.
No.
I know you spread the
What I do is I'll get a full size. I usually get it on there. I love their wheat bread. It's phenomenal. That's cut in half. I'll eat one half for lunch, and I might have the other half for dinner. Now, if I don't do that, I'll eat the other half for lunch the following day. I have been known to do that. So I get 2 meals out of it, you
You're
know.
good for that. And sometimes me too. Sometimes we become our worst enemy. We give in to these big portions. And I discussed the other day those monster sized drinks, like 20-ounce drinks, people buying in fast food restaurants for children. What does a kid need a 20-ounce drink for?
You
Five,
don't.
6 years old. It's absurd. To me, it's absurd. It's a waste of money for sure.
No, it is. Um, yeah, the next one, who I believe, if you want to mention it, but I have it here. So the next question,
Yeah. So you want to go ahead? Go ahead.
okay.
Or do you want to go on? You tell me what would you rather do?
Okay, what it says here, I'll go ahead. It says
Sure.
next, I don't purchase fad items or follow the crowd for the newest gadgets or labels. Like if
Mm.
my electronics still work well, I'm not going to fall for the latest fad item at that moment. Fads do come and go, which is true. And I had mentioned this to you before when we were trying to record way back when, that I will never, whenever a certain electronic item or a certain thing comes out on the market, I will never buy the first generation. I'll wait a couple of years and see one to see if that fad takes off.
Makes a lot of sense.
By the time the second generation has rolled around, they've worked out the kinks or any bugs that might be. So
That's true.
don't rush into buying anything new because keep in mind as well, technology changes all the time. So you can go out today, oh, I got the latest model, but in 4 months, a whole other ball of wax, a whole new model can come out.
So true. And the
So,
learning curve. Got to go through the whole thing all over again.
right,
It's
so
like, oh, I just figured it out. Now here we go again.
right, so don't be too quick, to jump head over heels into new technology. Wait and see
I
what
agree,
happens.
Steve. I agree.
And not only is it worth waiting, the price comes down. Think about that.
Amen to that. Amen
Yeah.
to no, you're very wise on that. I so agree. Steve, guess what? I don't know if I mentioned it to you or didn't mention it to you, but every year in June or close to June, the end of May or early June or middle June, I call up my local utility company. Now I'm going to
Mhm.
create a video about it because it's like my annual update. I still believe, and I went forward again to continue with my level payment plan. I don't like surprises unless they're a surprise birthday party or something like that. But other than that, when it comes to financials, I don't like surprises that are in the negative way financially. This way, I am in control. I know every single month what my bill is going to be. So we'll do this again. I'm not going to tell you the number until the video. So I have to record the video. So I'll record the video probably on Monday, and you'll see it a week from Monday in reference to this thing. But I highly recommend, again, if you do not do the level payment plan, you may be missing out on good deals.
I
But you
think
know what,
so.
Steve? Yeah, thank you. You know what, Steve, want to mention? I also didn't change my habits too much because they do, I just want to inject this, they do calculate your usage and spread out the average. Okay. So I'm pretty precautious. Like if I'm not using something, I'll take the plug out. Not use that phantom electric that you're still paying for, even if your item is not turned on. I'm conservative, with a lot of stuff as far as my electricity goes and everything. I'm just pretty conservative with everything, but that's just my nature. But I'm just saying, so we'll talk about that. But being on top of your bills is very, very important. What about you? What do you say to that with that level payment plan? What do you think of it?
I'm all for that because, you know, f- one thing about electric bills, as you say, it can run from the sublime, it can run to the ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what I don't like about a light bill when you don't have the equal payment is 1 month it can be $100. The next month it can be 180. Then it can go to 230. Then you it bounces around.
Yeah.
Whereas with the equal payment plan, you know that from month to month to month to month, you're going to be right in a
In that
set rate.
category. And guess what, Steve? The final month of the before the plan ends annually Either a person might owe a few dollars or might get a credit for a few dollars. I have never gone over. I've always gotten a credit back.
Credit back. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, that tells me, well, keep up the good habits, whatever. And I do use, electricity, obviously, to run my internet and all this and all that. By the way, in case you didn't know, in case I didn't give him a proper introduction, sitting with me today is Everywhere with Steve Young 74 channel. His channel is random. I happen to be on his channel at least once a week, usually 100% once a week. And then, of course, Steve talks about whatever subject matter he chooses. And sometimes it's frugality. Sometimes it's talking about the 1980s and, what
Yeah,
goes on during that decade. Well, you never know. Could be talking about laundry. Could be talking about anything. That's the
that's
idea of
right.
Steve's channel. His is random. My channel, on the other hand, okay, and there's always another hand, is about 90% of my channel. It's a frugality, it's a training wheels for saving channel to inspire people. But the other 10%, I open the door for completely different subject matter. And I want to keep it that way too. So every once in a while, I could talk about other things besides the grocery store or frugal tip. Not that there's anything wrong, right, Steve? There's nothing wrong with
No,
frugal
there's
tip,
not. There's not.
but there's life beyond frugal tips. Steve, do you have anything else you want to add before we
In this case, not really. Because like I said, when it comes to technology, you you do have to know where to draw the line because um, trying to stay in the know of things, which is not always a good thing because it could actually wind up costing you a lot of money. You go out and I mean, I would hate to go out and buy something, a new fad, and in 6 to 8 months, it came and went. You have what you bought, and it becomes obsolete. What good is it?
that's the
So
truth.
that's why it's always good, and to repeat what I said, that's why it's always good to wait a couple of years, give it time, see what it does. Because, yeah, fad can be here today and it can be gone just like that. So,
Love all of your tips. Thank you so much for being here, everyone, and Steve. But all of the tips are wonderful. But the one that strikes me the word, the not the worst, the most was buy what you need. I love that tip. If people could only master that plan, that is, I mean, yeah.
well, there is one other tip here I that came to mind.
Sure.
Okay, I myself, I like to get good quality items that last longer than poor quality things. But I wait until it goes on sale or get a good or great discount on it. It really pays to price compare. Now, the only thing I have to say on that, yes, I am somebody who believes in paying out a little bit more, get the better product than to pay less and it may only last you a year or two and then you discard it. I have two items, for example. Back in 1996, I bought it as a Christmas gift to myself. To this day, I still have it. I bought a Technics 1210 MK2 turntable. You're free to look it up. In fact, I even think they still make it.
Oh, it sounds
And
familiar.
it's not fully automatic, not semi. I mean, I have to manually move the tone arm over and I manually have to pick it up. Well, anyway, the whole turntable is manual. It doesn't have a lot of you know, it doesn't have a lot of options on it. It still works today. And look at
Wow.
how many years I've had it. I paid 452 for it at the time. That's one. The second one, although it needs a tray belt because belts do wear out, I have a Yamaha CDC 815 CD player. Yes, it was a little costly back in, early 92, January of 92 when I got it for a Christmas gift, but all it needs is that little belt, but it still works.
Right.
So yes, I do encourage consider the better model
Yeah.
to get longevity, and it'll pay for itself as you have it.
That's wonderful, Steve. I just want to mention something very briefly along the
Okay.
same lines. Like I was talking briefly on an audio show not long ago. How many times people buy something because it's on sale? Oh, it's on sale, but they don't even like the product. They're like, I really don't like that shampoo, but it's on sale. So they buy it anyway. And it still
Mm,
just sits on the shower stand and it's not being used. But I got it on sale, but they really don't like it. I'd rather spend a little money and get the thing I really want. Maybe I'll stretch it a little bit, use less of it, put a little water in there, but get the item you want. Sometimes you have to spend to save. Does that
well,
make sense?
it does. Okay, so you got it on sale and it sits in the shower on the shelf there and you're just looking at it. Well,
Exactly.
you might have got it on sale, but you also wasted your money on it.
And that's the truth. Thank you so much for being here, Steve. And the
You're
last thing
welcome.
that Steve or myself ever want to do is waste any money. All
Yeah.
right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please go to
Mhm.
Steve's
You're
channel.
welcome.
And if you haven't subscribed to this channel or to Steve's channel, make sure that you are still subscribed. Even people that think they're subscribed, maybe they're unsubscribed. Not that you did anything, but sometimes the algorithm out of nowhere just does a clean sweep.
I
We don't
know.
know this happens. Yeah, it's really, really not a great thing. Okay,
Mm-mm.
everybody, have a great day. Thank you, Steve. And
You're
we look
welcome.
forward to seeing you again. When? Real soon. Take good care, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.